Welcome to the making of a DM. What would you do if you couldn't fail? Please note, on this episode, I would not recommend having children around. I believe this might be my most passionate, raw podcast show I've ever shared with you. So with that said, let's get started.
I'm Mark Evans, I'm Mark Evans, I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your boy Mark Evans. DM. Hope you had an amazing Easter weekend. Hung out with the fam. Did the old Easter egg hunt with the kiddos and all that good stuff. If you follow me on social media, you probably saw some videos and posts and such. It's what it's about. You know, I have a 7-year-old, about to be 7 and about to be, Drew will be 3. Actually, in a couple days from when you're listening to this on the 24th of April. And I know these are amazing times of life, you know, like from 0 to 18, you know, these kids are so moldable and, you know, under our wing. Actually, it's way less than that, right? Because we know once they hit certain ages, they kind of start becoming their own little people. But I do take time very serious. And today's show, we'll talk about several different things. I'd like to talk to you about what's really going on in my life and real life from my perspective, from talking with, you know, partners and clients and buddies and all that good stuff, and sharing that. So I'll get started here in a second, but I just want to say again, we're breaking records every week on the Making of a DM podcast show over here, and that's thanks to you guys. I'll show up every week. I appreciate you showing up every week, but more importantly, I appreciate you sharing the show on social media. I know a lot of you are taking clips. I got to do that event here in Parkland last week and, you know, met so many great people. People flew in from California, Texas, Arizona, Vegas, Washington, and all around. We had about 150, 160 people show up to a 3-hour free event. More importantly, met some really amazing people locally that live in the community. There might be something to this, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. But I say that thank you because a lot of you came from listening to the show. So thank you for entrusting me, investing your time. Like I said, time is such, it's the only commodity that we can't get back, right? When it's gone, it's gone. So it's what it's about to me. But if you haven't left a 5-star review, please do so. Gets it pushed up in the algorithm. It's really neat to see all the reviews. When I'm feeling down, truthfully, I go over there. I go check out iTunes and Amazon and just check out and see what people are saying and pick me up and, you know, keep me focused, get back on track. I know sometimes depending where you're at, you're like, man, I don't have anything to give. I don't have much to offer and all that stuff. And people ask me all the time, Mark, what can I do? Like, dude, just share the message. That's what you can do. Like, I don't need money. I don't need anything. I just share the message. Let's touch more people's lives. That's really what this is about to me. So it's an exciting journey. So let's get started today. I want to talk about something that's kind of interesting to me. And, you know, there's a lot of famous people out there that talk about this. I think Ed Milet kind of talks about it the most. But he always talks about it's separation season, right? Which is pretty cool and it's hooky and all that. I like it. And I do believe in separation season. But I think the biggest thing is what we're missing. And I think about this stuff, this kind of thought auditing stuff I think about. Separation season's very powerful. But what's really fucking missing is participation season. You see, so many people are watching life go by them. Just watching people succeed. Looking at micro moments on social media saying, man, I wish I shoulda, coulda. Today's show, I want to push you. I want to help you and guide you to the next level. Because you're like, Mark, I'm participating. Are you participating on $1,000 worlds, $1 million worlds, or $1 billion worlds? See, the thing is, if you're separating yourself from the best janitor in the country, well, you're only going to be the best janitor in the country. So you're not really separating yourself to the next level. And I'm not saying not to be the best janitor, but you can only go so high. We got to get into the participation season. Too many people are out here thinking about when to take the next step. I know why. People are out here thinking about, when's the market going to correct? I know why you're afraid. So I want to ask you a real question. I want you to really think about this. This is the question I want you to write down and ingrain in your brain. You ready? What would you do if you couldn't fail? Stop all the bullshit right now. What the fuck would you do if you couldn't fail? What is it? Yes, that's me hitting the board. I have it on the board. What would you do if you couldn't fail? Would you build the company you've been fucking talking about for the last 20 years? I'm talking the real company, not some bullshit pussyfooting around 3-person mom and pop operation. I'm talking about grab your balls and grow the company to the level you know you're capable of, but you're scared shitless. You own the hamburger joint down the street. You know you want to turn it into a franchise and grow this thing globally, but you're scared shitless. You're out there doing gutters. This is what I used to do, but yet you only got one truck on the road. How the fuck are you going to be a millionaire if you only got one truck on the road? You're scared shitless. Told myself I wouldn't cuss today. But I get so excited about this stuff because I know that's what's holding you back. You're scared. You're playing in fear. No, I'm not, Mark. Bullshit. I play in fear still. But I'm acknowledging it, and I accept it, and I document it, and I focus on growth. I'm scared right now as I'm speaking to you because I'm making a multi-million-dollar investment. Something I've never done before on this level. But I don't let fear hold me back. I want to share with you what I do, and I hope it can help you. I know it will if you allow it to. I'm 44 years old this year. The investment I'm going to make today is going to help me become a better person when I wake up at 50. I have way bigger goals when I'm 6 years older. Do you? I'm talking like goals I'm shaking thinking about them. Do you have goals that big? Or are you just trying to figure out how to fucking pay the bills today? What I do is I look at where I'm going to be when I'm 50, and I ask myself the simple question. Mark, if you don't make this investment today that scares the shit out of you, then how do you ever expect to show up at 50 being the person you want to be? I do this with my health. I do this with my wealth. I do this with my charity pieces and all. See, I don't play that game. Oh, I'm going to give 10% of my wealth away when I make $1 million. Liar. You ain't going to do that. If you can't give when you got a little, you're not going to give when you got a lot. It's the way it works. Where I'm at today and where I'm going to be 6 years from now. I have very aggressive plans in the next 6 years. Very aggressive. I'm scared every fucking day. I just made a commitment in Cleveland, Ohio of over 6 figures, mid-6 figures, to do an event to change people's lives and to donate hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's a huge commitment. But I have to do it. Why? Because that's the plan, dude. Who said it was not going to be scary? Who said it was going to be easy? It's all relative. I want to see 500 people sitting in this room in Cleveland, Ohio, by sharing so much badass information. When I wake up 6 years from now and I meet you again, you've changed your life and many people's lives around you financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That's my purpose in life. And I can't do that if I'm hunkered down in the house with my thumb up my ass hiding from fear. Nor can you. A lot of you fuckers talk a big game. Very few are you doing dick to do anything about the big future. It's okay to be scared. But don't let fear control you. Control fear. I want to ask you again, because I think it's so important. Don't let this slide by. Listen to this show 1,000 times until it fucking sinks in. What would you do if you couldn't fail? Don't you get pissed off watching people dumber than you, uglier than you, everything they should not be where you... It's so annoying. But they did the work. If you look at anybody that's successful, and I'm giving you the secret of the secrets. The only thing, I don't care if they're black, white, brown, purple, pink, whatever, dumb, smart, none of this matters. If someone's where you want to be, it's because they took steps out of fear. They were scared, but they did it anyways. I'm going to wake up at 50 years old. It's the plan. And I want to be way further ahead in life than where I'm at today. I want to make more impact in people's lives than I made in the last 26 years in 6 years. I want to change the trajectory of many thousands, tens of thousands of people's lives through our message by helping people connect the dots to make their life easier, better, all the way around. I'm scared, but I understand fear is a great pushing piece for me because I know where I'm going to be at 50. I see it clear as day. And if I don't make this move today, I can't be there. It's a lot of delusional thinking going on. It's like the guy or gal sitting on the couch eating bonbons, drinking beer, saying, I'm going to lose weight today. How? Well, Mark, I read Think and Grow Rich. It's think and do to grow rich, not think and do nothing. You got to execute the plan. It's not always easy, trust me, but it's worth it. There's so much opportunity right now to make a massive impact. I've never seen it like this in my life. So many people clearly live in fear. Just walk around the fucking world and you'll see it. It's never been as plain as day. If you have an inkling of an inch of brain of executing something, you can make your life better and change your trajectory. See, the problem is most people make decisions where they're at, not with where they're going. Let me say it again. Most people are making decisions with where they're at as opposed to where they're going. Have you ever asked, is this decision serving me or hurting me for where I'm going? The truth is, most of you probably don't even know this. I stopped drinking. I haven't drank all of 2022. I can't remember the last time I drank. Maybe it was like before Thanksgiving or I can't even remember. I woke up one day and said, it's not serving me. If you can't tell, I'm all in or all out. And when I'm drinking, I'm not drinking to have a sip or two. I'm drinking to drink. That's my personality. I acknowledge it. And listen, I wake up, it takes me 2 days from a hangover. I don't feel good. I feel like shit. I'm not focused. I got a lot of people depending on me. I got my kids time. Like, I want to spend time with my kids being present. I want to spend time with my wife being present. I want to spend time with my team being present. I want to be present, for fuck's sakes. Why would I let an alcohol company take over me and control me? Until you take control, you have no control. It's something that didn't serve me. I just asked myself, when I wake up at 50, am I better if I'm drinking or not? Well, that's a simple answer for me. Now, I'm not judging you if you drink. I actually enjoyed it. I only drink once or twice a month, but when I drank, I drank. Serving you or not serving you. I'm hiring people today for where we're going to be 2 years from now, not with what's going on today, because it sure in the hell doesn't make sense right now. Financially, maybe. But the trajectory and the projections look very good, and the outcome could be work out very well. but I got to hire today to make that happen. See, everyone's looking for the perfect storm, all the stars to line up. What if you could align the stars yourself by taking action, asking different questions? I'm always amazed by something. We all have the same 24 hours a day. All of us. I don't care what background you come from. I don't care. It doesn't matter. We all have 24 hours in a day. You sleep 8 hours a day. You eat 2 hours a day. You work 8 hours a day. You shower, you clean up, you do all this shit. What is that? 8, 9, 10, 18, say 20 hours. 20 hours already down the drain. You got 4 hours extra a day. What are you doing with those 4 hours? Working out, mental stuff. Like, what are you listening to? Hopefully this show. Listening to audiobooks, reading books, spending time with your family. What are you doing with your time? I'm not saying block off 15-minute bullshit and all that. Fuck, you spend 3 hours blocking off 15-minute segments. What are you doing with those 4 hours? See, this is the participation separation piece I'm talking about. You got to participate to really separate. Too many of you out there watching bullshit sports that don't have dick to do with your life. Just because you want to be cool. Oh, man, John, you heard their stat, man. Man, I would have thrown a way better touchdown than that guy. Man, he has no hands. Your fat ass couldn't even get on the fucking field if you wanted to. You can't even buy a ticket, let alone go play the sport. Sports are a distraction to your reality of your goals. Why would you let sports dictate? Like, dude, listen, I get it. It was cool for a while. But where you're at today, I know people that are literally suffering financially, mentally, emotionally, physically, but they fucking know everything about sports. And that's a massive fucking loser, in my opinion. They're at home watching Sports Center and their boxers, thinking they're all cool and shit, while their kids can barely eat, while their wife hates their fucking guts. To be cool? Come on, man. You're better than that. And by the way, ladies, if you're listening to this shit, kick that fucker out of the house. Find a real man. I'm sick and tired of seeing great fucking people listening to the wrong narrative. If you buy into that bullshit, that's why you're broke. If you buy into that bullshit, that's why you're negative. If you buy into that bullshit, that's why you're not getting where you want to go. It's not because it doesn't exist. It's because you haven't showed up. You haven't joined the participation of the future. You're going to have to do uncomfortable shit to become a new you. You're going to have to do the work behind the scenes that no one will ever know and talk about and share about and brag about. It might take 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 100 years, whatever the fuck it takes, it gets it done. Get the job done. No one cares how hard you work. No one cares what you sacrificed. All they care is the results that you've created. Don't talk about it. Show them. You know how many years of my life I did stuff that no one ever saw, no one ever talked about. I didn't even talk about it. I just executed. Daily action, daily participation. I felt stupid. I felt dumb. I felt ignorant. When I got up on stage the first time, I was practically pissing my pants. I had to do it, though, because I wanted to be a public speaker one day. And today's the day to start the process. It wasn't easy. It wasn't fun. It wasn't exciting. I wasn't bragging about it. I just stood up there and did it. What are you doing today to meet your future self in 5 years, 10 years from now, to know that you fucking gave it your all today? It's going to show up later. If you're fat today, it's not because of what you ate today. It's what you've been eating for the last 6 years. If you're broke today, it's not because you broke today. It's because you're broke. You haven't done shit to make the money to get to where you want to go. I wouldn't even tell you this stuff if I didn't care. Everyone's going to tell you positive shit. Good job, Johnny. Keep participating. Keep separating. You're going to be the best fucking talker in the world. Bullshit. I want you to get results. I want you to spend quality time with your family. I want you to know that you're moving in the right direction. You have to transform who you are today to show up in the future to where you want to go. If it's not aligned, how are you expecting to get there? You can't be pissed when you don't show up as that multi-billionaire, millionaire, hundredaire, whatever it is, if you're not willing to make the decisions today to make that a reality. What would you do if you could not fail? Oh, I'd buy a piece of real estate. Buy it now. Oh, I'd jump on stage and talk to 1,000 people. Go speak on stage in front of one person. Get the process started now. It's participation season. And listen, be careful where you're participating at. If I'm participating at the bar, my results are going to be way different than if I'm participating at a mastermind group. We got to get clear with this shit. I think a lot of people really, I know for a fact, too many of you have your head stuck up in the cloud. You're daydreaming. I'm all about it. But there's nothing fun about daydreaming when you wake up 5 years later and you haven't accomplished dick. The results are not there. Why? Because you haven't done the work. You're afraid to fail. You're afraid to look stupid. You're afraid to lose. What would you do today if you couldn't fail? Would you hire that person you've been wanting to hire to help grow your company? Would you go hire a better lawyer? I saw some guy online flipping off a fucking IRS bill. He's like, and by the way, F you IRS, there's $108K in here. Dude, if you think $108,000 is a lot of money, you're fucking playing small. Think about the type of person that attracts in your life. Oh man, 108 grand, that's a lot of money. Man, that's crazy, dude. How much did you make? Huh? Nothing to talk about. I'd be embarrassed. It says a lot of things about people like that. This is what I love about social media. I know how to unfollow, who to stop listening to. If someone you're following says shit like that, run for the hills. Delete them immediately. There's no value there. Do you know there's people in my life that I know that said they don't want to make more money because they don't want to pay the IRS more money? Huh? Yeah. Like, dude, why would I do that? I'd make more money. I have to give the IRS more. Well, there's lots of reasons to do it. I can't even talk to them. There's nothing for me to talk about. See, the thing is, what people say and what they don't say is this is how I separate myself through people I want to hang out with. What are they complaining about? What are they talking about? Where are they growing? Where are they shrinking? What's pushing them? What's exciting to them? Who are they, what are they accomplishing? Are they big givers? Are they big talkers only? Are they doers? Probably one of the coolest things I got, guys, I get a front seat to this shit. Where I'm at in my life, 26 years in this game. And I've mentored lots of people. I'm in this game forever, literally forever. And I'm excited to see where I'll be 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now. I'm really excited, for real. But I get guys that's been in the game for 7, 10 years with me, and I'm still rolling with. I have guys that have been rolling with 20 plus years. But these guys in particular just came into my life. Except one guy in particular I'm thinking of 7 years ago. He has $500 million in real estate. When I met him, he was only making 100 grand a year. Do you think this shit happens by accident? He pushed himself. He prodded. He clawed his way to the top. He's growing. He's crushing it. And what's cool, him and I's conversations, and we talk often, it's like, dude, can you imagine when we figure this shit out? Can you imagine where we'll be 5 years from now? Can you imagine the impact we're having on people's lives? I see the impact he has on people's lives. See, the thing is, it sounds weird, but people are like, dude, you changed my life. Cool. I hear it, but I don't celebrate that. I hear it. It's cool. I acknowledge it. But that doesn't, it excites me, but I don't get off on it. I want to change millions of people's lives. And you're one of the million, I hope. Many millions. And it's not like I'm disrespectful about it. It's just, by the way, good and bad. I don't let good or bad like dictate. Like, I know why I'm put on planet Earth. I'm very crystal clear with it. I don't talk like most people. I talk very passionate. By the way, every show I do, this one included, is me talking to myself. You're just listening. I want to help you, but this is how I help myself. This is exactly, actually, I've tamed it down for audio. This is exactly how I talk to myself. Evans, quit being a pussy. Evans, you got this shit. Evans, oh my God, dude, you're sweating your balls. Dude, you're going to fall. You're going to fail. Evans, don't shit your pants on stage, dude. Everyone's watching. 500 people. Dude, do not mess this up. You got this. Stop being a pansy. If you don't do it now, when do you do it? This is the shit I tell myself every day. I got 2 calls today. I'm scared to death to have. Multiple millions of dollars. Tens of millions of dollars. You can, by the way, you can ask well, you can't because they won't talk, but like my fiduciaries, like, dude, your net worth is blah. I'm like, I don't care about that, dude. Here's where we're at. Here's where we're going. That's nothing for where I'm going. Nothing. I got to step my shit up. Time is of the essence. Where am I weak at? How can I get better? Who do we need to hire? Listen to my conversations I'm having. Where am I weak at? How do we get better? Who can we hire to make us better? Most people are thinking, dude, I could do it myself. I'm going to learn that on my own. I could save so much more money. You don't understand, man. I'm going to make $100,000 this year. What conversations are you having with yourself? See, the interesting thing about what would you do if you couldn't fail is a very powerful question. I want you to understand, what does failing mean to you, by the way? Embarrassment? Losing a couple dollars? What does failing mean to you? Have you ever asked yourself what the word even fucking means? Because at school, they taught you if you got a fucking F, you failed. No, I just hated English class. And no one was sitting close enough where I could cheat and or collaborate, what I like to call it. I didn't fail at fucking English. I didn't like it. See, in real life, I can hire people on my weaknesses, I'm not saying don't know about them, but learn about them and hire it out. I know people still doing their books to their company. I know people still doing their advertising. Come on. You're 10 years in the game. There's nothing to brag about. I do it all myself. Well, sorry to hear that. Why? It's always funny. The person's like, dude, there's no good people out there. Oh, yeah? How many people you hired? None, but I hear about it all the time. The fuck are you talking about? You don't even know what you're talking about. There's a lot of great people out there. But who wants to work in your shitty organization that you're not going to pay them dick to do anything? Ouch. Truth. Who? Yeah, man, but I don't have enough money. I didn't say about money. You're making it about money. I'm not. I'm talking about, you said there's no good people out there. See, the thing is you're trying to nickel and dime your way to the top. I'm not saying not be conscious of your spending, but be smart about it. Most people are spending to lose, not spending to win. Well, if I only hire someone at $40,000 a year, not $80,000 a year, and if it doesn't work out, I only lost 40, not 80. Dude, how much I'm making an investment? If I put 80 in, I make 420. If I put 40 in, I make 160. It's an equation. It's called fucking math. You're the one attaching emotions to all this bullshit. We all do it, by the way, especially in the beginning. I just got off a call right before I got on this podcast show talking to a guy that he will generate $100,000 a month minimum with me, if not way more, over the next 18 months. Minimum. He's in Jersey. I'm in Florida. And we're going to help a lot of people. And his rake will be about 100 plus a month. I would be disappointed if he made $1 million in 12 months. I'd be pissed. Because he's attached to growth. He's attached to helping people accomplish their goals. That means the more he makes, the more they make. The more they make, the more he makes. Huh? Now listen, the old me. Dude, I only got $80,000 max I can pay. I'll pay 35K, 36K base, $3,000 a month. And I'll have this fucking massive and complicated structure for him to make $80,000 a year. He's so busy worrying about his time and trying to hit $80,000 a year that he makes the company nothing. I've set him up to fail, him and me, and all the clients that we could serve. See, when people are making money, they want to make more money by helping people make more money. And if they're attached to those connections, guess what happens typically? Everyone makes more money. Do you think I make less money if he makes $1.5 million this year or more? Do you think the clients that he helps makes a lot of money? Do you think they make less or more if he makes more? Interesting concept. Learn about people. Learn about money. It's simply a tool. Yes, it's cool to look in your bank account and see 7 figures, 8 figures, whatever it is. But it's pointless in there. It's not doing anything. It's just sitting. Who can you hire today to make you better? It's funny, I got this guy. He thinks he's the big swinging king ding-a-ling. It's hilarious to me because I see it a mile away. He didn't even have to tell. I know his financial situation now because I asked him. But if you're online following this guy, you think he's crushing life. He says he's the biggest guy in the game and blah, blah, blah. All this bullshit. He's been in the game 16 years, literally. He makes less than $200,000 net a year. But Mark, it's not all about the money. The fuck it's not. If you're the biggest game in town and you say you're only making $200,000 a year, you're a liar to yourself and you're a liar to people that you're trying to bring in your circle. But I do millions of dollars in business. I don't give a fuck if you do trillions of dollars in business. $200,000 is $200,000, homie. And then he messages me. I told him exactly who to hire to change his life. The truth is he's sitting on a pretty cool asset that literally if he would get out of his own way, he'd unlock millions of dollars, literally overnight. I swear. I've seen this a million times. Overnight with one action. Doesn't even cost him money to do it. One action. But he's so caught up in his ego that he thinks he's the king ding-a-ling. I was like, dude, pay my buddy 25 G's. I don't even do this. I don't coach you one-on-one. I'm not into it. Pay this guy 25 grand. He'll show you exactly how to do it. He'll change your life. That was a month ago. He's messaged 6 other people that I know. Hey, man, is this a real deal? Hey, man, if he's making so much money, why is he charging me? Well, because you're a fucking time waster. That's why. Truth is, now it's 50,000. And if you ask another question, it's going to 75. Today's price is not yesterday's price. You see, the thing is people don't understand their value to the marketplace in any way, shape, or form. It's kind of like an artist, isn't it? When I buy a piece of art, I just paid 15 grand for this piece of art from a buddy of mine. Dude, it looks like my kid colored it. I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's the truth. I like it. And I think this piece, the only reason I bought it, because I think it's going to go up in value. I think it's worth 100 grand in 10 years or less from now. Because he's going places, he's visible and all that. And him and I laugh and talk about it. Like, that's not a secret by him. I'm not being a dick. I say this to his face. I'm like, dude, that's like, seriously? He's like, I know, man. It's wild, isn't it? And he's like, but here's the purpose behind it. Here's what I did. Here's what I see and blah, blah, blah. And cool, I get it now. But he's like, Mark, you understand. You're not paying 15 grand just for this piece. You're paying 15 grand for the last 25 years of my life of learning of how to do art properly. No one would have ever paid me 15 grand for this 25 years ago. In business, the same thing. He values his time. He values his work. We're all here to get more time. Why would you work for free? By the way, this guy can listen to my podcast show for free. He could buy a book for $15 or figure out a way to download it online for free somehow through some scam site, I'm sure. And I told him to spend 25 grand on my buddy. He's like, dude, if everyone's making so much money, why aren't they helping people that's not making so much money? Because they value their time. And if you pay attention. And the more you pay, the more attention you pay. And by the way, everything I told you what to do, you still haven't fucking done. And I told you what to do for free already. See, the thing is broke people don't get it. It's sad. I remember I had a very clear conversation with someone you guys all would know, pretty famous guy. And we're sitting in a very nice hotel in Arizona. And he's like, dude, I want to help poor people, broke people get wealth. I said, it just doesn't work like that. Straight up, it does not work like that. There's a reason people are poor. There's a reason people are broke. Their habits, their conversations. It's not about the past. It's not about where they grew up. It's about their brain. It's about their mentality. You understand, some people like being poor. Some people wear it with a badge of honor. It's the way it is. It's the way it always will be. Okay. I can't help that individual at all. I have zero in common. If they don't want more out of life, how can I, once I want more for the individual than they do for themselves, I'm out. There's no I can't help them. It's frustrating for me and it's frustrating for them. There's zero value. My buddy called me today. He's like, dude, you're the most positive person I've ever met. You're so optimistic about life and all that. I'm like, he's like, man, that's not, this is a guy I know very well, by the way. He's like, keep in mind, he's getting beat up in his business. Little things are going on. He's like, dude, I'm like, you have to start talking to more people in a better place. See, it's easy to get consumed with negativity. I wrote a book about this called Meconomy, for God's sakes. It's easy to let the world take over your brain. You got to be conscious of this shit. But I'm getting off track. I really care about your success. I genuinely want you to succeed at levels you don't even know you're capable of. The best thing in my life is when you walk up to me 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 30 years from now, and you say, dude, you have no clue what this show meant to me. On this day, this moment, you asked a question, what would I do if I couldn't fail? I wrote it down and I did it. I'm getting goosebumps even saying it. It changed my life financially. It gave me more confidence. My kids watched me do it. They're better human beings because of it. I'm a better human being because of it. And the clients and customers that we changed their lives are better because of it. Because I did something that when you asked, what would you do if you couldn't fail? I listened and I did it. When you come from that place, my job becomes very good. I love what I get to do every day. I don't like delivering the bad news, but I deliver the real news. I'm not going to cherry coat it. I'm not going to, oh, you're doing such a good job. No, dude, you're fucking lazy. You know it. I know it. Let's call it what it is and let's move on and grow this thing. Period. We have to push the boundaries. We have to elevate the game. We have to get into participation before you can get into separation. All of you out there, cool memes, I'm in separation season. No, you're not, you fucking lazy ass. You're sitting at home watching sports, typing that shit on your Instagram, and then going back to eating bonbons. You know it, and I know it. I want to see your results, not your talk. I'm excited to hug you, shake your hand, to know that this show and any of these shows I've ever done or any of these books I've ever created changed your life, challenge your thought, pushed you. I want to piss you off so much you actually got to prove me right. Well, I'll show him. I'm afraid of this, but I'm going to do it anyways, and I'm going to show him it doesn't work, and then it's going to work. You're a badass, dude. You listening, you're way bad in a good way. More bad than you've ever thought you are. You're resilient. You're hardworking. You genuinely care. You're pushing the limits every day. We just need to push new limits. You know you're capable of so much more. You know it, and the man upstairs knows it. The question is, what are you going to do with it to unlock it? When I turn 50, 6 years from now, June 19th, 6 years from now, my life is going to be drastic. I'm excited to be doing these shows with you because you're going to hear it and you're going to see it real time. See, I'm in the long-term game. I want you to stay here for 10 years and watch me grow. Cool thing about this is many of you have been here for the 2.5 years I've been doing this show, and you've seen the growth. I get messages all the time like, holy shit, dude, you sound like a different person. Well, it's because I am. Of course I do, because I am a different person. I'm evolving. I'm doing exactly what I'm telling you should do. I'm pushing the boundaries. I'm scared. I'm going places. You're going places. We're all going places. The question is it a place where you want to end up or not? It's your time. I want you to get uncomfortable. I want you to get scared. I want you to start shaking. I want you to get excited. There's going to be lots of frustrating moments. Why? Because you're pushing. It hurts. It's scary. But like I said, it's worth it. I challenge you to invest some time on this question. What would you do if you couldn't fail? Harness it and execute it. So with that said, make today count.
I'm Mark Evans, DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. And I come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. They should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose. Yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm Mark Evans, DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm Mark Evans, DM. Deal maker. DM project.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.